Hi everybody, thanks for joining Create with Dee. Today we'll be making the Sidestep card. It's a card that features how to use scoring and cutting on your paper trimmer in a little different way, as well as featuring the images from the Gently Falling stamp set. So to get started, we're going to need a piece of 8.5 by 5.5 piece of cardstock. I'm using Very Vanilla, and we're going to line it up at the 3-inch mark on our trimmer. And then we're going to take our blade and we're going to line it up at 1 inch. So again, you're going to not start at the bottom to start cutting, but you're going to move your cutting tool here at the 1 inch mark. It's got a little arrow here that will help you line it up. So we're going to cut from 1 inch all the way up to 6.5. Okay, so you're going to get a piece of paper that is going to have a cut mark that leaves a 3-inch wide section and a 2.5-inch section. I'll get my scoring tool. So we're going to make our score marks now. Again, the paper's divided into sections. That this is the 3-inch side and this is the 2.5. We want the 3-inch side facing up, as well as the 1 inch. So there's 1 inch that it's not cut at all. We want the 1 inch up here in the corner. So again, it's the 1 inch over here on the side, and then the fatter 3-inch section that's trimmed up here. And what we're going to do is score at 1 inches, 2 inches, 3 1/4, 4 1/2, and 6 1/2. And when we score, we're going to come down and we're going to stop at our cut line. Okay, so when we're scoring, we just want to make sure we stop right here. That's going to help with making our fold for the step portion of it. So again, you want to stop at the line, kind of like say, I'm going to draw the line in the sand. We're going to stop at the line. So I'm going to pull this down and stop at my cut line. 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 1/4, 4 1/2, and 6 1/2. Okay, so we're going to have score lines that look like this. And I'm going to have, and then if you wanted to, you could turn it over on the opposite edge, again still keeping the 1 inch, and we're going to go up and grab our, you could do 4 1/4 and do a score line, but I'm going to show you a little cheat to make sure, just in case your score lines weren't 100% perfect. Okay, we're going to do some mountain folding here. Mountain. Okay, so I'm going to pinch up and down in order to get our fold. And then here's the trick. We're going to line this up at the bottom. Oops, there we go. And I'm going to pull this up to make my fold line. Okay, so now we've got our step card. So that's our step base. Okay, so now it's just a matter of decorating. So to make the little side panel image here, I'm using, again, the stamp set Gently Falling. It comes in 2 containers if you use the clear mount set. One of the images are more of the solid, the background images, and then the outline images of the leaves. This is such a pretty set. I'm really getting a lot of use out of it already, and I've just had it for a few months. And I've got a piece of Very Vanilla that's cut at 3 1/2 by 1 1/2. And I'm going to go ahead and got my images loaded up on some clear blocks. With this leaf image, I'm going to use the Pool Party. And we're just wanting to stamp off. Whoops, get that on camera a little better. Sorry about that. Make some more room. Again, stamp, or ink and stamp. Okay, so I've got that on there. I've got this little, I think it might be a birch leaf image. And I've got my Stampin' Spots of More Mustard. And if you want to have some tones, don't re-ink. So I didn't re-ink. And I'm just getting 2 stamps out of it. That'll give me some variation in the color. And let's see, I've got Early Espresso. I think I'll stamp off on that one first. And again, just kind of keep playing around with your images that you would like until you get a variety stamped on. And then I'm going to take the outline images and I'll peel off the background images of it, and I'll load up on our blocks. Here's the outline image of the maple leaf. And now I'm going to take some crumb cake, and I'm going to use crumb cake as my outline for all of these images. So we'll load up the crumb cake, and again, you just want to find your image, your leaf image background that matches the outline that you're going to stamp on. This isn't going to make any sense. I'm going to stamp the outline over the background stamp. There, that probably makes a little more sense. Just to give it some definition. It doesn't have to be on there perfectly. It's kind of the beauty of the 2-step stamping. And again, just giving that little bit of definition. And I would do that for all of the images. And then you get an effect that looks like this. Okay, so our image, our crumb cake stamped image then is going to be layered on a piece of more mustard cut at 3 1/4 by 1 3/4, and I need to get some adhesive. Just a second. Alrighty, I've got my adhesive handy now. Hooray! Okay, I've got some snail that we'll put on and layer that. Got a piece of Spice Cake designer paper cut at 1/2 inch by 5 inches, and go ahead and layer that onto the chocolate chip cardstock, and that is cut at, let's see here, that is cut at 5 1/4 by 3/4. And I'm going to layer that, this first one down at the bottom. This little strip's going to be at my bottom of my stairs. Okay, so he goes on there. And then we can take our image that we just did with our Gently Falling Leaf set, and it's going to go on to the higher, or the long portion of our steps. Okay, see how that's coming together? So cute. And I've already die cut some leaves from the leaf die number 2. And what I did on this, on it, is I crinkled it and I made it really dirty by edging it and inking it all up. So again, I'm just going to take all of these leaf images that I've die cut, wrinkle them up, and get some nice crinkly looking leaves. If you prefer your leaves not crinkled, you know, that's fine. You can leave them definitely that. I just like how the texture and how it kind of just reminds me of leaves in nature by really getting it all crinkled up there. Okay, so you could take your sponge dauber or just your sponge wedge and take your ink and go all around it. But one of the gals at Card Class, what she did, and I really, really liked it, is that she took the leaf image and actually stamped the background on here, and I thought that had a neat effect. And so I thought I'd give you the 2 different options so that you can see which one that you like better. Okay, so I'm going to take the crumb cake again, and again just take one of the outline images from the stamp set and randomly stamp on the leaves. I just really like how that gives a leaf image on a leaf image. So cute. Great idea. And I'll continue with the rest of them. Okay, so I've got my leaves all stamped, And I've taken my sponge dauber and the crumb cake and again just kind of maybe dirtied them up a little bit and have that all ready to go. I stamped an image or a sentiment saying sending many thanks from the Petite Pears stamp set. And I'm going to take my scallop oval punch to punch out the sentiment. And I'm also going to take one of the outline leaf images and I'm inking it up with crumb cake. And I'm going to stamp it off to get the darker ink image off. But I'm going to stamp it again just like we did before without re-inking over top of the sentiment. Again, it just kind of ties in and brings in the leaf image on it as well. Okay, so for putting the final touches on our card now, what I will do is we'll take the leaves and our mini glue dots. And I found that the mini glue dots worked the best to put these on. So however you want to arrange it, I take the paper to the glue dot and pick up one of them and just start layering your leaves onto your side step card base. And you just keep repeating that until you get the leaf look that you want on your side. So I'm going to pick up one more leaf. This is going to be behind the sentiment. Put the leaf here on the corner. And then with a dimensional foam dot, put that on the back of the sentiment. And over top. Okay, so that is our side step card using some fall color combinations, and I hope you enjoy making this side step card. Thanks for watching, everybody. Happy crafting. Bye-bye.